real nitty-gritty. Boots on the ground. It's the real nitty-gritty. Boots on the ground. It's the real nitty-gritty. Boots on the ground. It's the real nitty-gritty. Boots on the ground.
Hey, welcome. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're watching us from. Sunshine Shoulders, and every Tuesday we have the panel. I've got OG Fred with me, and I've got J. Cornelius Mack, the Muhammad Ali lookalike. We really don't have a subject, but I'm going to ask these guys what's appealing to you about the Philippines. But of course, let me get some more stuff out of the way. Shout out to the NTZ crew for all you do, Michael, Beat Your Life, and also Jacob Tanjay. I really, really appreciate it. The exchange rate is 52.20. 25, actually. I'm sorry. 52.25. And that's very good. Okay, Beat Your Life. Send me, are you on my, which Facebook are you on? My Sunshine Shoulders on my personal Facebook? Go ahead and send me a message and I'll send you the link if you want to join us today. Also, I want to send my condolences to the families of the victims. There was a fire on a ferry in Quezon province and up in Luzon. 7 people died. According to the Manila Times, 7 people died. 124 were rescued. Well, 127 rescued. The victims died from burns and drowning, and one died of a heart attack while waiting in the water to be rescued. A lot of the victims had to be treated for shock. They had burns and bruises. And I ride these ferries all the time. I can just imagine what that must have been like, Fred. That must have been a nightmare. It says it started in the engine room and rapidly spread to the passenger deck. I want to send my condolences out to those families, man. It had to have been a terrible time.
Same here.
Also,
a lot of fires.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Mac, I know you rode that ferry from San Carlos City to Toledo, Cebu. That's an hour
twice
and a half. So I don't know what would be going on. If that ever went down, I'm going to suggest you guys to know where the emergency equipment is, especially those life jackets. Know where they're located when you get on those ferries, because I've talked about it a lot of times. When you come over here, you may be able to fly into these big cities, but a lot of these other places, you're going to either ride the bus or the ferry. And it could take a while, so kind of recognize yourself with that. But I'm going to let the panel go ahead and introduce themselves. I'll start out with you, OG Fred.
Well, I'm Fred. Calvin's had me on the panel quite a few times, so I just want to give a shout out to everybody, who supports this channel. Make sure you do that thumbs up. Currently, I live here on Guam, with my lovely wife, Lynn. We've been married 33 years, and she's got a couple more years in the workforce. And once she retires, we're talking about, moving to the Philippines. So just going back and forth, since we have a house here on Guam too, or if the kids come back, then we're going to move over there probably for good. But till then, it's going to be back and forth.
Yeah, well, thanks, Fred. I know, like I said, we really appreciate your time, man, and your energy and all the knowledge you bring, man. We're in the Philippines, and you talk about a guy who's been married to a Filipino for 33 years. All right, Jay Cornelius Mack, you had a dry dock, I see. You told me on the messenger, you said, Calvin, after 2 years in dry dock, you happy to be in the Philippines. How you feeling today?
I'm feeling really good. Of course, I'm JC Mack. I came to the Philippines 3 months ago. Time flies. I've been having a great time. Took me 2 years to get here. I was here prior to this, but naturally everybody knows that COVID-19 put a notch on that. Anyway, I'm retired military, 21 years, and I'm retired period Social Security. So I'm retired, and I chose to retire in the Philippines. I don't like the word retire. I chose to rejuvenate, reinvigorate in the Philippines.
That's right.
So I'm here enjoying my life. I'm going to stay here probably forever. And I'm single and ready to mingle.
All right, man. I know you had gotten your SRRV too while you've been here, and maybe we'll have a live stream about that one time because you didn't have much trouble with yours though, right?
Well, yes and no. It's very difficult, but if you got a technical mind and try to, look through all of the little inconveniences that they throw out at you and think about it in a logical sense, you can get through it. But it's very difficult, and they don't try to make it easy. But anyway, it looks like it was easy in my respect because when I came here, I had all my stuff together.
Hey, guys.
Hey, Danny, I want to welcome Danny from Road to the Philippines to the live stream. He finally moved on the ground in the Philippines. How long has it been, Danny?
2.5 years. Too damn long.
Man. Yeah. You didn't hurt yourself. You probably hurt yourself over here, didn't you, when you got here?
Well, I tell you what, I've thrown my back out since I've been here, so that should give you some an idea.
Hey, I'm gonna be honest with you, man. Now, all the people that I'm glad to see over here, because I'm glad all of you are. Danny tops my list, man, because I tell you, he went through it, man. He really has a long distance relationship, and that's painful, man. That's really painful.
Yeah, it is. Hey, Danny, I can see the difference from the last time you were on a live stream to the way you look now. At first, hey, Danny, at first I didn't recognize you.
I'm a lot happier since the last time I was on here for sure.
Oh, absolutely. Now, you in your new house, Danny? Is that where you are?
Yeah. Man, yeah.
Good. Now, he built a house over there too, guys. His house costs a little bit more than mine, but nonetheless, he's got a house over here, man. That's a big deal. And while I'm on that, I want to say the tiny house that we built out there, it turned out a whole lot better than what I could even imagine. And it's an idea for some guys, man, who want to come over here who don't have a big budget or who simply don't want to invest a lot of money over here. And Fred, depending on what type of materials you use, you could actually build it bigger than that for $5,000. If you were to use that, that board, what do they call that board, honey? That white board. Well, anyway, if you use that and the hollow block for like the base, then you could probably build a bedroom. I'm pretty sure.
I'm talking about just the house here.
Texas Zoid says, Cornelius Mack, why ain't you got any naked women running around? And I said, well, hold on. You probably got somebody in that room with him.
Yeah, I was trying to ask her how big this house is.
Yeah, how big is it?
It's 20 by 30. I don't know how much.
20 by what?
20 by 30.
You said 20 by 30.
Oh, okay.
Square
So
meters.
that's 600 square feet. Maybe a little bit more.
I don't know. I mean, the rooms are pretty small. I mean, and I knew that when it was being built, but it's just gonna eventually just gonna be her and I living here. So I didn't want something huge. I mean, the bigger the house is, the higher your electricity bill is going to be, and the bigger the house, the more expensive.
Yeah,
takes longer to
well,
clean.
You're preaching to the choir, Danny. I already know you don't need a lot over here. You don't need a big place over here. My house is 50, but believe it or not, the house we're living in now is 54 square meters, man. I mean, but anybody that's ever been over here tell you there's plenty of room for my family.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Now, here's the Texas has always said, Danny, are you going to come by the house?
I didn't even know how to get a hold of him, because the only way that I can talk to Texas is through your channel. So I need like his email address or a phone number or something, so I can get a hold of him.
Okay. Well, let me address this guy right here, because he's like a lot of guys who watched that video yesterday and it went over their head about bar girls make good housewives. I didn't say all bar girls, first of all. I didn't advise anybody to go out and marry a bar girl. So, CEO of Greenheart Investment Fund, you're way off track. What I said was, you being 8,000 miles away, wherever you are, you don't know if you're chatting with a bar girl or a regular woman. How would you know unless she told you? Look the same, they act the same, and those dating sites, Mr. CEO, are full of women, are full of bar girls looking for honest Joes who want to rescue them. But you missed the point altogether. You go out and marry a bar girl. So, it's a shame I have to explain a simple video like that I talked about it all throughout and explained what I was trying to say, Fred.
Well, Calvin, a lot of times guys who never been there, a lot of times don't know what they're talking about. They just take certain assumptions. I mean, I've had friends, because I was stationed in the Philippines for a lot of years that had married ladies out in the club, turn out to be darn good wives, and you would never know it, seriously, unless they told you. Okay.
Exactly.
So there's always an exception to the rule. You're not going to know.
Yeah. But how are you going to know? Just like all women don't make good housewives, right, Fred?
That's true. Yeah.
That's true. But you hit it on the nose. How would I know? Okay, I met Marilyn online. How would I know if Marilyn wasn't a former bar girl? Now, I don't know. Okay, if she never tells me, I would never know. People watching this live stream right now don't realize that they're married to a bar girl, a former bar girl, or chatting with a bar girl. How would you know that it's not?
Well, Calvin, you brought up the other thing before we move on, because I know it looks like people want to talk about this. Like when I married Lynn, I brought Lynn. We moved here to Guam. They assume automatically that Lynn was from the bar.
Exactly.
Okay, assumption. You can't assume that, and all that. And she had to get some person straight where she worked at, when he came at her, with that nonsense. Yeah. Lynn don't play, put it that way.
Yeah, and let's move on. But see, you made the point exactly what I was saying yesterday. It doesn't matter if she's a bar girl or not. When you bring her to your home country, people are going to think she's from the bar, right?
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying, guys. I'm not telling you to go out and marry a bar girl, because you don't know who you're marrying. You don't know who you're meeting over here. That's the point I'm trying to make.
Right. And you did. And I just back you up on that, what I just said, so.
He said some guys married a bar stool. Oh, man. Yeah, but I wanted to ask you guys something. What's appealing to you about the Philippines? And we'll start with you, Mac. Since you and then I'll go to Danny, then I'll go to OG Fred. What's so appealing about the Philippines to you, man?
Okay, what's really appealing to me about the Philippines is I love the climate. I'm from a state that has 4 seasons, and you got a beautiful climate. You have beautiful white beaches. You have waterfalls, mountains, volcanoes, the most beautiful scenery in the world in a climate that doesn't change. And on top of all that, you're not paying much for rent, and you got the most beautiful women in the world. If that's not the best formula for retirement, then somebody tell me what is.
Oh man, absolutely. Man, you it sounds like me talking.
Man, why you think I'm here? Why you think I'm here?
What about you, Danny? What's so appealing? Be honest, man. Because we're trying to help people on here. You can't help anybody if you want to be plastic. What is it about the Philippines that's so appealing to you?
I mean, like he said, I mean, he pretty well summed it up. I mean, you got, in my opinion, the most beautiful women in the world here in the Philippines. Just the whole culture, the friendliness of the people over here. They're willing to do anything for you. They'll help you out. They're the sweetest people I ever met. Cost of living. I mean, where else are you going to live in a country where you can get by just on your Social Security by itself? I mean, you're not going to be able to do that back in the States.
That's right.
I mean, you'll be working until till you're dead, probably. I mean, it seems like retirement in the United States is just kind of a pipe dream for a lot of people that never becomes a reality. And I could go on and on. The food. I mean, people complain about the food. They're like, oh, the food's so plain and dull. But I love the food over here. And just so many things. The waterfalls, the landscaping. I mean, the chance to expand on my channel over here. I mean, if I posted one video a day on all the different islands that are here, I could spend a lifetime just documenting that kind of stuff. So there's a lot of reasons.
I know that you were here for 3 weeks last time, and you had almost a year and a half worth of content. Are you doing the same thing?
Right.
If I was you, man, I would start doing, while you're here in the Philippines, your boots on the ground, you got more credibility. This is what I told Mark White. This is where you start making your videos, because people people pay attention to you now. When you're out at those places, make a video with that in the background, because that's what I do. I give people the real live Philippines. I don't put a green screen behind me. You know exactly where I am when I do my videos. I don't believe in all that green screen and stuff. I mean, because a lot of these guys, man, they're not even in the Philippines.
And I don't edit any of my videos. I just hit play, and what comes out, and I go ahead and I upload it. And if people like it, they like it. If they don't, so be it.
Yes, I like your channel, man, because you just down to earth. You're just a regular guy like me, and I can relate to a lot of the stuff that you talk about on your channel. Right. That's the only reason why I made my channel the way I do. But Anthony Smith said, "I'm sorry, but you totally lost me on this bar girl thing." Well, if I explain it to you, man, you will never understand it. I'm just telling you. I just said it. You don't know who you're meeting over here, guys. You don't know if she's a bar girl or not. Mm-hmm. But what difference does it make if you found a good woman? Okay? Because they look the same. They act the same. Okay? And the motive is the same. The same reason that girl works in the bar is the same reason the girl's online. She's looking for opportunity for a better life for her and her family. So what is so hard about that? I'm not telling. Here's another guy, and then I'm really gonna move on from this. These are guys who just want to pick at you. He said, "Not all of us are married to former bar girls." You don't know, man. Okay, and that's not what I said. He said, if that's the line of thinking, that's like saying that even American women are prostitutes or former prostitutes. Well, you wouldn't know, man. We're not talking about America. The woman that you dealing with is online for a reason, my man. Okay. Just the thought of, I can guarantee you, I've never been online. I never did online dating until I came over here. But let's go to you, Fred. What's so appealing about it, man? That's why you've been over here for so long in this region.
Well, when I got, I was in the military also military retired and everything else. But I spent most of my career out here in Southeast Asia between Thailand, Korea, and the Philippines. And Philippines was my place of choice. Even when I left to go to Korea and to come back, it seemed like as soon as I stepped off that plane, I felt like I was energized. I didn't feel like I aged at all. It was just so much stuff to do. You always hear about people say, well, why don't you go travel here and travel there and travel here? But there's so much to see in the Philippines I really want to see. Once you get out of the city, because most people always think of the Philippines, a lot of them do. I'm not going to say everybody, but majority of people think of Philippines. First thing they think about is Angeles City. Now, get outside of the Angeles City mentality. They do have the club scene. That's all in one area. But, you get out around the city, there's a lot to see. There's a lot going on. It's plenty to do. I like all the places I can go eat. It doesn't cost me a fortune to go where I want to go. If I want to go somewhere here, take Lynn out to eat, that's going to cost me almost $50, man, if I go to one of these fast food places, Yeah. So I still say this. Every time I come to the Philippines, I feel like I'm a new man. I feel like I'm ageless, if you know what I mean. Whatever aches and stuff I had in America, I don't have when I come there. And being on Guam is about as close I can get right now. But I like it here because I can get there, in about 3 hours and, 15 minutes, on the flight.
Yeah.
You can't beat it, And Calvin, I know we're not going to talk about the bar thing, but I do want to say one thing. What you guys got to realize out there, girls that usually work in the clubs, they don't have another means to get an income. They do what they need to do to take care of the family, but that doesn't make them less of a woman, in anybody's eyes. You guys need to respect that. You see what she's there, she must be this way. Okay, so I just want to get that point across.
Yeah, that's true.
That's not even, that's a great point you made, Fred. And that's one of the reasons women become bar girls, and one of the reasons that women get online to meet foreigners. The same motive. Okay. But if I'm 8,000 miles away and I'm on I'm chatting with women on dating sites and Facebook, I don't know who I'm chatting with. Okay. There's no way you can tell unless the woman tells you. Okay. But it doesn't matter. It shouldn't matter. As long as you found somebody you love, she loves you, you're compatible with. What difference does it make? That's the point I'm trying to make. Some of you guys are married to bar girls. You just don't know it. She's never disclosed that part of her life to you. And it's not really any different than a woman being married for 20 years and then gets a separation or the husband dies. She's had sex with somebody. You're not going to get somebody that's untouched over here. But I'm just saying, guys, you don't know. So if for anybody looking here and saying that they got a secret, or there's any way to tell, you're lying. Golden Gate says, Calvin, some people just don't know when you're dropping them. I just start the conversation. I want people to think about certain stuff, man. That the women, a lot of women are in them bars, not because they want to, man. It's because they have to be. It doesn't make them bad women. Geo's truth says, if you don't know anything about the Philippines, you don't know how many girls work the bars. So you don't know why Calvin dropped that knowledge. It's real simple. We think we know these women online, and we don't. That's just the bottom line.
Yeah, you never know until you actually finally get out here.
Yeah, then you still won't know.
Yep.
Uh,
Hey, hey, JC, where are you at in the Philippines? Are you close to where Calvin's at?
I'm on the island of Mindanao. The place where I'm at is south of Davao City. It's what they call Davao del Sur area.
Uh-huh.
My place is located, or Irene and I's place is located in the province area of Matanao. It's a few
yeah.
miles. It's a few miles from Digo City. So if you find Digo City, it's a rock's throw away from there.
Hey,
Well,
Mac, how about you? How about you, Mac? Where are you at?
Okay, I live currently in Cavite,
Okay.
Manila, in general,
Okay.
but I'm currently in Bogo, Cebu, because I've been moving around in central Visayas for the last 3 weeks.
Oh, okay.
I just got back from Boracay. I visited Calvin. I was at the meet and greet. I've been having a lot of fun the last 3 weeks.
I'm always happy when I hear people are enjoying themselves and having a good time enjoying life. Because I mean, we're older. Life is short. Tomorrow's not promised, but you can enjoy today.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's right.
And I'm gonna have another meet
brother.
and greet when I come back. I'll be off of my immigration run. I'll be back on June 24th, and I'm gonna try to put something together pretty quick, somewhere around there. Maybe on the 4th of July, because over here the 4th of July means nothing to Filipinos, of course. If you know anything about their history and our history, we tried to make that their Independence Day, Fred, but the Filipinos said, no, we're going to choose our own Independence Day, June the 12th. Yeah, we try to put that July 4th on the Filipino over here. And for a couple of years, it was July 4th.
Calvin, I meant to tell you, I'm in contact with Rudy. We're supposed to meet up this Saturday, so I get a chance to finally sit down and meet him face to face.
Yeah, he messaged me on Facebook. He's been real busy.
Yeah, he has.
So he's trying to get some extra jobs done so he can go ahead and take his vacation in July and come over here. And that would really be good to sit down with Rudy. When I finally make it over there, I'd like to sit down with him face to face and kind of pick his brain about Bitcoin. Bitcoin is a popular subject nowadays. But I know, Danny, you said on one of my live streams a long time ago that you had lost money on Bitcoin. You wasn't one of the ones that with the trumpet out there, right?
Right. Yeah, Bitcoin, in my opinion, is kind of like the Titanic right now.
Yeah.
And I'm in the lifeboats, and I haven't decided whether or not I'm going to jump back on board.
Yeah.
Because I go through an app called Coinbase, which they're kind of questionable right now because they were talking, bringing up the word. They kept bringing up the word bankruptcy.
Oh, man.
And if whatever assets you have in their account, it's not protected. And when I got word of that, I immediately sold all my Bitcoin and everything, and I put it in put it back in my bank account. But then, God damn it, I was sitting there thinking, well, shit, if I don't put it back in there, I'm not going to gain that money back that I lost. So it's like a catch-22. It's like, do I cut my losses and say the hell with it? Or do I put it back in there and see if it'll go back up again? Well, I transferred it back in there. I transferred it back into. I transferred
At
back
this
in there,
point,
and the minute I
otherwise-
transferred back, it started to drop
Wait.
again, and I panicked and I tried to sell it again. But right now,
Yeah.
it's just it's. I still have my account, and like I said, I'm sitting in the lifeboat there inside the app. You know, I didn't put it back into my bank account, but it is sitting there in case I see it shooting back up. Then I can just throw it back in there, and in hopes of getting back the money that I potentially could lose. And just to give you an idea, 1.125 million pesos is what I've lost so far. If
Yeah. That's about $25,000, right?
yeah,
Something like that.
yeah,
No way.
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
if I
a
pull
lot of
out and be like, to hell with it.
Mhm.
But like I said, I'm just sitting back watching it. It seems to be going up and down, like from 28,000 a Bitcoin to like 31,000, and then it'll drop, and then it'll go back up, and it's just kind of, doing this. It hasn't dropped any
Right.
further, and it hasn't gone up any
Yeah.
further. So
Okay.
I'm just watching it.
Let me read this from AC King. He said, "What gets me is that some of these guys who are complaining about the bar girl vlog don't have any idea how many men their own woman has been with. They just take the woman's word for it." And that's true, man. I don't see why that. When I made that video, I had no idea, Fred, that it was going to cause so much controversy.
I did, Calvin. I'll be honest with you. I did. When me and Lynn watched it, we knew.
I mean, I'm just saying that what I'm saying is you just don't know who you're meeting over here. That's all I was saying.
Yeah.
And some bar girls do make good housewives, and for the reasons that I gave out there. The same reasons that a Filipina makes a regular Filipina makes a good wife. Not all Filipinas make good housewives. Okay. But another thing I wanted to touch on, a guy called me a rock star on one of those channels, right? He says that I don't take my own advice. He says that he says I tell everybody to keep a low profile, but then I'm a rock star in San Carlos City. See, again, I'm misinterpreted. Here's what I mean when I tell guys to keep a low profile. And you can, y'all chime in if you want to. I'm talking about, wearing fancy jewelry, flashing money. You got a fancy car, fancy motorcycle, fancy clothes, anything that's going to make you stick out like that. See, the point, they said, oh, well, you got a YouTube channel. No, 93% of my viewers are in America, Australia, England, France, and all of that. Okay. They don't, only less than 7% are in the Philippines. If I leave San Carlos City, no one knows me. Very few people here know me. Okay. All the foreigners who live here, Fred, I went to a wedding about a month ago. None of them knew who I was. You know why? Because I keep a low profile. Okay. I don't do anything to bring attention to me. And that's what I'm asking the new man to do. Don't come over here and do all the stuff you do at home with the big gold chain and the nice Rolex watch, because we have enough attention as it is. You don't want any added attention, but no, people don't know me here. When I went down to Antian Island, nobody knew who I was. When I went to Moncton, Cebu, Dumaguete, people don't know me, man, because I keep a low profile. But it was just, I just want to let y'all know that's what I mean, because it can bring some heat on you over here, and that's what I'm really saying. Keep a low profile. What have you kept? You keep a low profile, Cornelius Mack. I've seen you in person. You don't wear jewelry or anything like that.
Yes.
Right?
No, I don't. I don't wear any jewelry. I just wear simple t-shirts, simple pants. I try to maintain a low profile as possible.
Yeah, be like everybody else.
That's about it.
Yeah.
What about
be like everybody else?
What about when you met me? do I live a low profile lifestyle?
Yes, you
Cornelius?
pull up on a bicycle. You look just like anybody else riding a bicycle, and I mean, you, in my opinion, you maintain an average look. You don't try to overdo it. You don't wear flashy jewelry. You're just you, and
Yeah,
I don't see where you overdo it.
and that's what I do. You know, I try to share my experiences over here in hopes that it might help somebody else's trip over here be more enjoyable and above all things safer. See, this is the guy right here. He said this, and he's been following me a long time, this guy. And I was kind of disappointed to see him on this Trolls channel, this Smoky Mountain modeler right here, taking swipes at me. And that's why I said, I'm going to have to really start vetting guys a whole lot better that come here and want to stay in this guest house, because I can deal with the other guys who, like my mother said when I was growing up, she said she could deal with racists because she knows where they're coming from. They don't like us, so she can go the other way. It's the people who pretend that they like you and then you turn your back. Those are the ones you have to watch. Guys like Jeff here, man. I couldn't believe it.
Gotta watch.
Yeah, I was disappointed in you, man, that you was over there doing that, man. And I'm like, you call yourself supposed to be a friend of me and John's. I'm like, yeah, I read everything you said. And, you know, I'm glad you're on here. So I can, you know, just tell you to your face, man, instead of, you know, I don't have to do all that stuff, man. You know, it's not that serious, guys. We're over here trying to live a good life and show you guys how to live a good life. See?
Yeah.
Have you had any problems since you've been here, Mac?
Not one. People are good, nice. These are the nicest people in the world. I'm a happy son of a gun, I'll tell you right now.
Yeah.
I've had no negative experiences in either of my trips to the Philippines. It is the nicest people I've met in my life.
They don't get any better than that.
What about women? What about women?
I agree that the women are the nicest, sweetest women I've ever met in my life too.
No, I mean, are you having good luck? Or you striking out?
Put it this way, I'm not striking out, but I'm under duress, so I'm not at liberty to divulge.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry, man. I didn't know you
Put
had
it this
somebody.
way, I'm a happy son of a gun.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to give all the secrets away.
But
I
between
guess
the
he's talking
lines,
about
I'm a happy son of a gun.
Where's the peso today? It's 52.25, Dana. That's
yeah,
where
it's
it
amazing.
is.
Calvin, you know, last month in April,
Yeah.
I think it was the 17th or the 18th of April, it was the highest it's ever been. It was 52.70.
Oh, wow. Yeah. When I came over in 2018,
That day I went and cashed in.
it was the highest that I ever seen it. It was 53.84. I don't know if anybody has ever seen it higher than that. Have you ever seen it higher than that, Fred?
I've seen as high as when I was back in the day when peso rate, well, since the base being closed, they were building everything up. I've seen it all the way up to about 55. That's the highest I've ever seen it.
And that was a whole lot because the dollar was worth more then.
Yeah. So it was pretty good then. And then for some reason it started dipping down. It's nice to see that it's back up there again. And hopefully it'll stay there. Or it might go a little bit higher maybe.
When I was here in San Carlos I got back to San Carlos September 2020. It was hovering around 47 then. I was like, wow, what's going on? But I'm glad it's back up there too. And this is a good time. I don't know if anybody out there is trading pesos or not. Is that, trading
I don't
pesos.
trade, but I sure wait for it to get high before I get it.
Yeah. He said, "You mean I'm gonna have to? Yeah, I'm gonna have to give up my Ralph Lauren polo over there? No, not that extreme, guys. Come on." But yeah, you might want to give it because it's too hot for that. You better get you some dry fit shirts, okay, over here. Yeah, you may have to get that up.
Get you some shirts.
You know,
You definitely want to find sizes in the States that that fit you, because you'd be hell bent on trying to find American type sizes, here in the Philippines.
oh man,
Yeah.
Underwear, same with
Actually, I was kind of lucky because we got that SM Mall down in Angeles City, Clark area, and when I go over there, I buy most of my clothes there. I get my jeans, get my shirts and everything else. Probably because you got a large expat community there, so they carry a lot of the larger sizes.
Right.
Yes, it's a lot of ex-military up there, and they demand a lot of stuff up there, Fred. They got a lot of pull up there.
Oh yeah.
In Duval, it's hard. It's difficult, even in the large malls.
Oh yeah. Now I'm going to Bacala today. They've got in the SM Mall. There's a big and tall area. I'm gonna go and see what it's like. I'm not gonna buy anything, but I just want to see what sizes look like, because they run about, let's see, a 2X over here is really like a large in American sizes. So that's like 3 sizes small over here. So if I'm an XL, I need to find a place that sells a 4XL, Fred.
Yeah.
Right.
Believe it or not.
Yep.
And that's crazy.
It's true.
There's Booby behind me.
I see her peeking over there.
Yeah, but try to bring some shirts with you, especially these dry fit. The guy Emmanuel Finley sent me 3 just unbelievable. No, 4. It's unbelievable. I know he probably paid $50 for these shirts, but they're worth it. Look at Booby sneaking around here. She's funny, man.
Yeah, it's crazy.
One thing when you're in the Philippines is you want to dress to be comfortable anyway. You don't need to wear designer shirts and all that other stuff and call attention to yourself. Be like everybody else. Just blend in.
Exactly, because it's too hot. And that's everything I like about the Philippines. They're not gonna notice all that fancy stuff anyway. I could wear this shirt 3 days in a row and they wouldn't care. They wouldn't notice it, Fred. It's not like it is in America. They don't care what I'm wearing. That's a fact. And that's why I like it over here. They're not trying to look me up and down and find out, do I got the new latest Jordans on? If I did, it would amaze them. They would be amazed by it, but they don't care. I really like it over here. When I cut my hair over here in the Philippines, man, nobody even noticed. My kids and my friends back home, man, went crazy, man. Crazy. Yeah.
And one thing about living in the Philippines, you're not there to please anyone. You're there to enjoy your life, have a good time, make new friends, travel places. For those you guys single, it's like let you guys loose in the candy store. There's just so much around you, and sometimes you don't even know where to start. But what I was telling Calvin, like when I was there in my single days, I lived there. A lot of guys had living girlfriends and all that stuff. And that was something I didn't want. That was the same as being married. And I had a model back in them days, in by 9, out by 5, when I get up and go to work, nobody was, staying over. And then, by doing that, you get a chance to date until you find the one, if you're looking for somebody, until you find that right lady, so just keep your options open and don't have somebody move in just because you're lonely, because once they move in, I had a roommate and our place was supposed to be for bachelors only. He had a habit of always falling in love. Then when he fell out of love, he had a hard time getting the girl out of there. They didn't want to leave. Okay.
Oh man.
And I mean, it was messy. I got to be honest with you. It was messy, and all this stuff.
Yeah.
And I told him, I said, man, I think you need to find your own place. I can't be going through this, you know. I mean, it was creating drama on my side.
Yeah,
I ain't had nothing to do with it.
Yeah, I was just saying that, you know, this guys are already in that situation. And that's why I said, man, a lot of times if you can afford it, if you love the woman that much, you may want to have an apartment. I can't do it now, obviously, but if I could do it all over again, I would have did that, man. It's hard living with another human being. Period. Whether you're married or not.
Yeah,
Then
I try not to
you're not
move
married
in.
over there.
Yeah.
You got
Well,
all
you know, I
these.
mean, yeah. But see, I like having my privacy, you know. I don't need somebody all over me and
Same
everything
here.
else. I got that time where I just want to be on my own. You know, although I've been married to my wife for all these years, I got my private time I like to have to myself. You
Yeah.
know, she's got things that she's doing, so it's actually worked out very well for us. It don't mean we don't do a lot of stuff together. We do, but we got stuff that we do differently. You know, I got things I like to do, and I wouldn't want to be when anybody had everything in common with me. Can you imagine how boring that would be?
Yeah. Yeah. She said one of the best things is the Pinoy. They can walk in and out without a shirt on. Yeah, I saw that. We were on Bantayan Island, believe it or not, and it was like I'd say this is a 4-star hotel and resort. And this guy walks in the restaurant with no shirt on. And I told Merlin, I said, no way he could do that in America.
No.
And I tossed him out.
No shirt, no service.
Yeah, no
Yeah.
shoes, no shirt, no service.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah, and this is another
That's why
thing.
we
She
here.
said, have you ever experienced drinking alcohol with a Pinoy with only one glass to pass it to another? Yeah, that's what they do. Because what I do is these guys, I buy them three quarts of beer so that they can have one apiece, right? They don't do it. They'll get one glass and start with 1 quart and pour it in there and pass it around till that's done. They go to the next one. They go to the next one. I said, man, hell, no way I could have did that. I'm not that patient when I was drinking, Fred.
Welcome to the Philippines.
Yeah. Oh, man.
You know, Kelvin,
Yeah.
let me get this out while I'm thinking. I really appreciate the simple thing in the Philippines. Just walking in the mall, all the eye candy, the ambiance of the mall, simple stuff like that. I could walk around a mall all day long, and I'm up each, and I enjoy that.
Yeah. It's the Philippines is simple. That's why I like it, because I'm simple. It doesn't take a lot
Yeah.
to
Same here.
please me, man, you know.
Yeah.
And I'm just at that
Same
stage in
here.
my life. I was talking to a young guy. He's 35. I'm going to interview him, and I'm going to name the interview. He did everything wrong because he's getting ready to go home tomorrow. He did everything wrong, this guy did. He's 35, and he moved to San Carlos City. That was the wrong thing to do. This is not for a 35-year-old man here. There's absolutely nothing to do. Even if your girlfriend from San Carlos, you're going to eventually go somewhere else, take her somewhere else. But he came here and he put his roots down the very first day. And I was like, dude, you made a big mistake.
He didn't listen to anything you had to say. You know, I mean, Calvin, you put a lot of knowledge out there. You get people on your panel that share their experiences and everything else, and nobody listens until it happens to them. You be trying to, you know, put some information out there to prevent that from happening, but you know, people still going to do what they're going to do. You know, I mean, you can't change human nature sometimes,
Right.
because they think they can do it better than you. Oh no, that's not going to happen to me. Yeah, right.
Well, see, here's the thing. I clearly say on my videos, if this is your first time in the Philippines, go somewhere along that expat alley. Angeles cities, you know, Subic Bay, Manila, Cebu, Davao, Dumaguete, Iloilo, you know, places like that. And then work your way out. Don't come to San Carlos City first.
Yeah.
You know, that's a no.
Yeah. Mac, if you ever get up to Angeles City, make sure you check out the VFW there. You know, that's my post. And you meet a lot of expats there. That's where they all hang out at.
Robert Morris, thanks for that super chat. He said they
Outstanding.
tried that
Appreciate
one
the
glass
tip.
with me yesterday. I said, no, sir. Please give me
Thank you,
another
Fred.
glass. I hear you. Journey Trials and Joy, thanks for that super chat. He said, do you still need the vaccine test? Yeah. Even if you're vaccinated, yeah. I heard they made it a little hard to travel to the Philippines. It's true. Not really hard. You need a negative test within 48 hours of your flight. You need
PCR test.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The PCR test. You need a negative COVID test result.
Right.
You need that eye health QR code. You need the COVID insurance, and you need that exit ticket.
Yep.
It's not really that hard. It's harder than it was. But on that note, Thailand is completely open for real. When you go there, Fred, there's no COVID test anymore. You got to have your vaccination card, but there's no COVID test you got to take to fly there. There's only this Thai pass, and they're even thinking about getting rid of that June the 1st. I mean, they're just like making it easy to come there. And I think eventually the Philippines is going to do that. Eventually. Thanks for that super chat, July. He said Buck's in the chat. And then Buck said, shout out to the fellas in the Boots on the Ground squad. Ingram Davis, this Diary TV, Anthony Potts, Robert Jones, Peter Child, Daryl Fulmore, J.A., Cal Devin, Sam Chopin, Jacob John J., Ryan B. Yeah, I'm kind of disappointed, Buck. You didn't even try to holler at me here, but I'm glad you had a good time. I heard you did. Anthony said you did. He said, who's welcome at the VFW, Fred? Do you have to be military?
Anybody. No. It's open to anybody that wants to go there. They actually got they got one area is like a bar area for those who like to drink, and then they got the restaurant area, and food is pretty good. When we're in town, that's where I usually eat at, and a lot of expats hang out. You see a lot of Filipino families come in on Sunday. They have a good meal, a lot of good information they can pass on to you if you need help. That's a good place to go to. They will definitely help you out.
Hey, Buck, are you still in the Philippines?
When are you going to be in town?
Well, I was looking at trying to come probably in October, but would you guys believe fares to fly there right now is like $1,000 and up just from Guam to go there round trip.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking, they got a change in administration, new president in, and maybe once things open up for more travel in the Philippines, the price of the tickets may come down somewhat. The cheapest I found was like $301 round trip, which is darn good.
Yeah, but I couldn't find that, Fred. Every time I tried to do a round trip from Guam to Manila, man, it came up like 800 something.
Well, the way you got to do it is what you got to look at. You got to pick the best time to fly, and if Dana would come on, he'd tell you the same thing. Is weekdays, not weekends. You might see a flight like the flight I saw was like a Tuesday flight. If I come over for a couple of weeks, and it was $300 some round trip. And like I said, 800, is pretty high. You may not want to try Philippine Airlines, but they do fly in here, and you may find some cheaper tickets there. In order to to get this way.
I even went on United Air. Now, see, from the Philippines, if I take a one-way trip from Manila to Guam, which I can because I'm going to America, it's only $224. Yeah. So you would think if I'm going from Guam to the Manila and back to Guam, it would be $448, right? No.
You would think so.
72.
Yeah.
Even a one-way ticket from Guam to the Philippines is $573. I'm like, wow.
Yep.
And I'm doing it like a month out. But let me get this super chat. Thanks, Journey Trials and Joy, for the super chat. He said, you said last video, no such thing as an LDR. what is relationship without communication? Human relationships can't be defined by just physical, your take. Well, see, I didn't say there's no such thing as an LDR. I said a long distance communication, a long distance conversation is not the same thing as a long distance relationship. Obviously, there is a long distance relationship. I've got a gentleman sitting here right now who has a long distance relationship. Okay, that's Danny. And remember, it's just my humble opinion. I'm not going to say I'm in a relationship. I'm not going to start calling some woman my girlfriend and my fiance, and I never met her. Journey, trials, and joy. See, come on, guys. Y'all got to look a little bit. I mean, you got to use your common sense. And that's one of my next videos. It's like the only thing money can't buy in the Philippines, because it can buy just about everything over here. But it can't buy you common sense now.
Nah.
Yeah, you don't need to be calling about your fiance and proposing, getting down on one knee on the other end of the camera. And you never met the woman before. You understand? So you're having a conversation. You establishing some stuff, and once you get over here, then you can call it a relationship. But come on, guys. You're smarter than that, man. I know you are.
Until you've met him in person, you're just pen pals.
What'd you say, Danny?
I said until you've actually met them in person, you're really just pen pals.
Yeah, that's all you are.
Yeah.
I mean, you can call it a relationship. I can't tell you what to call it. But I'm not I'm not saying I love you online and, just the simple stuff that we do. I mean, it's simple, man. And that's what the video said. You call it a relationship so it can justify your silly ass behavior. Well, I can send her 10,000 every week because that's my girlfriend. I can take care of some other man's children because they're my stepchildren, and you never met them before. Come on, guys, y'all smarter than that. Well,
that's why you see I'm finding humor in a lot of stuff. That's why you see me shaking my head and laughing a lot. I've been there, so I was stationed there the whole 9 yards. So nothing much has changed when you look at it. Except we do. You got more online communication. You got different apps. You can live chat with people, which wasn't that way back then. It was either pen pal, and what was the other one they had that you had to be online? I just can't think of the name of it right now, but you had to be on the line at the same time. They was online. I'm not even sure if that one's even around anymore. They started doing that kind of communication. Yeah.
But Fred, that's why I like you on this channel, man, because you're able to verify a lot of stuff that I be talking about. You just said something, man. Nothing has really changed. They act like that I'm putting out world breaking information. It's not. But because we're so new to the Philippines, to some people it seems like this is breaking news. It's not. So we've been doing this stupid shit since 1899. Mary, come on, guys. I have videos on YouTube. I don't know if it's true or not. They're getting married online. Come on, man.
Hey, Calvin. Common sense isn't so common.
Yeah, not anymore. I see that now.
But what you Calvin, you have brought some up. You could be the smartest person in the world, make tons of money, millionaire and everything else. But I remember my parents, my grandparents would say is common sense. If you don't have common sense, all that don't make a bit of difference. Okay. You can be a common person, but as long as you got common sense, you're going to be fine. But it seems like as soon as people get off the plane, they get in the Philippines or they online stuff they do, their common sense just goes right out the door. They're not thinking.
Journey, Trials, and Joy says, no, I agree. Meeting in person is key. Thanks for that super chat. It is. My mother used to call them educated fools. That's what they are. They got all these degrees, but they don't know nothing.
That's what my dad used to say too. Educated fools.
We got a lot of them walking around.
My mother said the same thing.
A woman online. I mean, I got some swampland over here in Kentucky. Oh man. Hey, thanks, Danny. He says, Calvin, the guest house is really nice. Can't wait to stay a couple of days. Man, you know you welcome, man. You, Jeffrey Tatter, y'all come on over here, man. It turned out a whole lot better than I could have ever imagined. And then it gave some people an idea, man. You can come over here, guys, and build a house for $5,000. You know, that way, okay, if y'all fall out, then so what? Go to another island and do it again, man. If you want to.
Yep.
That's how cheap it is. You know.
I'm a firm believer in having two residences. I don't think I could live with anybody.
Yeah. But see, that's 10,000. You build her one for $5 and build you one for $5. Right next to each other.
No. Not next to each other.
I gotta have
man.
that other bathroom, man. If nothing else, I'm glad I got that other bathroom because I'm in a house full of women. You gotta realize I'm the only man. And I gotta go, Danny. I gotta go. You know,
You might need to get that guest house, and that might be your hangout.
Yeah. See, they're in there. See, Filipinos, they don't have a lot of hair, so they're in there putting on, eyebrows, and they're doing all kind of stuff in there. And I'll be like, see, I'm not gonna go outside and use the bathroom like some people do over here. I'm not gonna do it.
Hey, Calvin, what's nice now since you got the little house over there.
I was
There's
going to say,
nobody
you can
staying
go
in
over
it.
to the
You got
guest
another
house.
place to go.
Yeah, it's true. Golden Gate said, Calvin, you can stay in your guest house for 2 days and a Filipino has me on lockdown. Can I stay an extra night? No, because somebody else is coming in. You got to rent that hotel room. Where were you staying over here, Cornelius? Where'd you stay?
The marijuana. It sounds like
Yeah.
marijuana, but
Yeah, the Malwani.
marijuana.
Yeah. Was it nice?
Oh God, that place is plush, and the food is to die for, and the ambiance and the people that work there. I mean, we're talking professional.
Yeah. Thank you, man, for bearing witness to what I try to tell guys. Now, you've been traveling around the Philippines, Mac. Have you had better food?
I've had comparable food, but I'm amazed that a town that small have that quality of amenities. I'm just amazed at that place.
Yeah. And that's what I said. That's exactly what I said. Because I thought I used to see Marilyn. She was always in there posting on Facebook. And I'm like, you never take me there. So she took me there and I said, well, let me have the barbecue chicken. And I thought it was going to be like they make it out front, Fred, on the grill and half done.
Yeah.
This damn homemade
No flavor.
barbecue sauce.
Yeah.
But
With some ketchup
it
and
tasted
throw
like,
something in it.
yeah, it tasted, well, they dipped the damn chicken in the same barbecue sauce as everybody else's. And I thought it was good. But I said, no, you have to, it tasted just like home, man. And I've been eating there ever since. I've been eating there.
When I come there,
when I'm in town, I was there twice in the last 2 weeks, and I eat all my breakfast there.
Yeah. They make the best bacon. If you like bacon, nobody, because everywhere I go in the Philippines, I have to tell them to cook my bacon crispy because they don't cook it crispy over here.
No, they don't.
They don't eat it crispy. But over there in Malwani, man, it's perfect. And the only way you can get that I can cook bacon like that is to put it in the microwave. Have you ever tried that, Fred?
What, over there?
No, anywhere cooking bacon in a microwave.
Well, actually, I got air fryer. We got air fryer. We throw our bacon in the air fryer. It comes out real good.
Yeah.
Crispy, just the way I like it.
The only thing they're missing over here is grits.
Yeah. Famous Bomb Wheel Channel, thanks for that super chat. He said, hey, Calvin, I'm planning to Cebu, Philippines for the first time. and we'll be staying at the One Pavilion, close to Capitol Site area. Is that a good area? Absolutely, it's a good area, and it's not far from IT Park, the malls. Yeah, that's a good area. So yeah, you picked a good spot for the Philippines. Don't come to San. Look, if anybody's out there listening right now, you're over and you're under 50 years old, or if you still like to party and all of that, don't come to San Carlos City to live. Come here to visit, okay? Because this is a retirement place. It's clean, it's quiet, it's safe, but it's not party central, man. And this guy, he's disappointed. I said, of course you're disappointed. You know, what the hell? You don't come to San Carlos City to party. You come to San Carlos City to settle down. You know.
Well, you know, one of the other things we always talk about, you know, especially when we get older, you know, you really want to be in the area where they got good medical care, where you know they got a good hospital. And, you know, I see a lot of guys, they get over there, they want to be where the wife is going to be. You may live in the area where you don't have no hospital, no doctors or anything, you know. As an older guy, you know, that's what I'm looking at now. When I was younger, really didn't make any difference where I stayed. You know, I'm young, healthy, who cares, you know?
Right.
Yeah. Well, you're right.
That's kind of what I'm worried about.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm
that's
glad
why
I'm-
I'm in Cavite.
Mac, I was going to tell you, down in Angeles City, we do have the Clark Regional Medical Center, and they
Right.
do take TRICARE. You may have a co-payment, so you know you may want to, you know, when you go down, you may want to look into that.
That's
You
great
know, as
information.
far as that. So
That's why I'm gonna have to get
when I
with
go
you.
to, yeah,
I got so many things I want to ask you, Fred. That's
Sure.
why I want to know when you're coming up here. You said
You know.
October, right?
well, that's what I'm trying to do is October, come up there for about 11 days, and
I gotta pick your brains when you get here.
you know, and then plan to probably come in December. We plan on being there for a month at least. Hopefully,
I gotta pick your
Calvin,
brains, Fred.
I'll talk to you when I get there. Hopefully, I can get you to come down where I'm at, and you know, get you
Yeah.
to do some video, take you around, and you know, show you some of the
Yes.
sites around there. You know,
I'm
and
open
tell
to that.
Marilyn she don't have to worry about anything if you with me.
Yeah.
Bring
Hey,
her
I'm
with
gonna
you, as a
tell you
matter of fact. Bring her booby with you. I mean,
If
we
she
got the
won't
place.
come, I might go with
Yeah.
her.
If she can't come, I'd have to get her a K1 visa or something like that.
No, I'm talking about there in the Philippines. Remember, I got a house there too.
Oh yeah, Fred. Absolutely, I'm coming there. But I'm
Yeah.
glad you're on the healthcare thing because look, we gotta get out of the habit of going to the doctor only when we're hurting. This is a bad habit that men got. You know, if you're gonna be in the Philippines, I would suggest you go to the doctor every 3 months like you do at home. Because a friend of mine, he's a young guy. He was having chest pains. He's had gas and stuff like that. He went to the doctor. They looked at him and said, "Yeah, you got an enlarged heart." He said, "An enlarged heart? I just had a back in America." And then the doctor changed the mindset. "Well, let us run this test on you." And he said, "Well, how much is the test?" $1,500 US. I'm like, "Well, hell,
That's too much.
It's important, guys, that you have some type of insurance. Are you going to see these doctors on a regular basis and getting to know them? Because you dropping in on these places like that, they're gonna burn you, man." He said, "That's okay. I'm gonna take my chances. I'm not going to take a test that costs $1,500." Wow.
Mac, when I'm thinking about it, when you got time, Mac, when you got time, go online, you know, to your internet, type in Retired Affairs Office, and put in Angeles
Wait a minute,
City.
I'm doing that right now.
Okay.
Retired Affairs Office?
Yes, Angeles City.
Victor Alexander said, "How do I be part of the Sunshine Show's favorite subscribers list?" There's no favorite subscribers list, man.
You know, Calvin, I like it when,
You know,
like
I
today,
always thought Angeles was
particular
bad.
topic, you
Everything
throw it
you're
out
coming up
there,
with
you know.
is Angeles.
yeah. You know, and I think they used to have one out
So
there
there's
in.
a lot
They may have one in
of
Cebu. I know they used
Angel
to.
was just only hotspot for dating.
You know, but I think Cebu used to have a retired affairs office there too. I don't know if it's still there or not, but you may want to check that. But Calvin, that's a good site. If you come into the Philippines, don't have to necessarily go to Angeles City, but it gives you a lot of good
Right.
information. If you move in there, you want to do a
Yeah.
business, whatever, you know. So it's a good site to go to.
Yeah.
Let me ask you
John
a
Gomez
question.
said, yes, sir. You have to at our age, must do regular checkups, but
Yeah.
you can lead a horse to water. You can't make them drink, John. We're not going to do it over here. I mean, we're going to wait until,
Right.
you know, the walls come tumbling down, and then you go to the doctor, and really nothing they can do for you then, Fred.
No, it's already too late. I usually get a checkup because my doc said I'm doing good. So I go and I get a checkup once a year. You know, I went from 6 months, 3 months to 6 months to once a year.
Yeah. Let me read this. Isaiah Allen said, hey, Cal, do you feel that some of the new Western visitors and current expats have brought the same type of negative thinking and attitudes to the Philippines that they were trying to escape? Well, all of us bring it over here, but the Philippines will change you. It'll get rid of all that stuff, man.
Yeah.
It'll relieve you of all of that, man. Because after a while, okay, I'm going to give you a perfect example. One of my subscribers came over here and visited me. And he said he was having trouble. No, it was down in Moncton, Newtown. He came in to, he had did his reservation online through American Express. But when he got to the place, they hadn't received it. And man, he had been traveling. He said his voice started raising up. And the Filipino was just sitting there real calm, cool, and collected. And he said it embarrassed him, you know, his actions, right? He said, Calvin, I didn't get as worse as I could have. He said, but the fact that she was just sitting there cool, calm, and collected, it embarrassed me. I felt embarrassed afterwards. And I said, yeah, that's sort of like that nonviolence movement. The whole point of the nonviolence movement was so you sit there while the police beat you in the head and everybody watching going to be like, oh, well, he's not doing anything. It's going to make the police look bad. I'm not saying do that, but I mean, yeah, you're going to be relieved of all that stuff, but you're going to bring it with you. It's not going to happen. You can't get rid of on the plane. This guy had a question about his VA. Here it is. You can answer this, Fred. He said, Calvin and Fred, I'm 35, 100% retired combat Navy vet, and wondering if I'm covered VA-wise in the Philippines.
Well, you know, they actually got a VA center down in Manila, but by him being 100% disabled, you should be able to use, if he's up in the area like Angeles City, that area with the Clark Regional Medical Center, he'd be able to get medical care there.
Yeah, if the service connected and it's
Yes,
approved.
yeah, service
Remember,
connected,
you have to sign up for that before you get here. You can't just, they don't accept walk-in.
You know, and what he may want to do, he may want to check his what his options and stuff are. Yeah.
Yeah.
What about flying over to Guam? You know, if it's not service related, or maybe you just served 4 years or whatnot. You know, you could probably fly over to Guam and get major surgery if you needed it.
I actually got a friend that does that now. You know, he comes over for his checkup. He does a little shopping and get what he needs to get done, and then he just goes on back to the Philippines. And he's been over there forever. You know, he just come here for his checkup and stuff. You can get it done there too, but he prefers to come here. His kids are here, so he just comes by to visit them and do what he needs to do. Then he heads on out of town.
Yeah, this guy. Okay, I'm gonna ask all you guys to answer this question from Paul Brooks. I'll start with you, Mac. He says, "Do you guys still get laid at your age? Do you still get laid at your age?"
Look at that smile on my face.
What about you, Danny?
Let me say this here, and I know I'm gonna get slapped for it, but I don't have any problem in that area.
Yeah. So that's a yes, right?
That's a yes. I have no problem at my age.
Yeah. How old are you? How old are you?
75.
Okay. Wow. The hell, you in my Hall of Fame for that.
Yeah, you already told me that.
Yeah. What about you, Danny?
Well, I'm
Hey,
52.
hey, I don't think Danny needs to answer that. Look at Danny's face. You think he
Yeah,
really needs to answer that?
You already know the answer to that, Calvin. I already told you I threw my back out, a
Yeah,
couple of days ago. So
yeah.
every day,
Yeah.
man. Yeah. What can I say?
Yeah. I know people think that I'm crazy because I tell them that I do it every day. Well, hell, I don't waste a heart on Fred. I don't know about anybody else. You get our age, you don't know when it's going to jump up again or not.
They got something out there, make it jump up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's without any supplements. That's Viagra free. That's no testosterone gels or injections or nothing. That's just every day. All
Okay,
natural.
Fred. Let's hear from the OG. You still banging getting a bang for
You
your
see the
buck,
smile? You see the smile on my face? Yeah, does that look like I'm sad to you?
Fred? I know. See, that's what I'm saying, guys. You're gonna all that negative thinking and all that old stress and worry, it's gonna leave you when you get over here, especially if you meet the right woman.
But
They
it's kind of interesting because remember I always told you when I get there I feel like I've been rejuvenated. Anybody that's never been there, when they get there for the first time, you've been there maybe for a few days, all that stress that you got back in the States is going to go right out the door, window, door, whatever, and you're not even going to remember what you was getting stressed about. The only stress you're going to have is when your vacation ends, you got to go back. That's when you're going to have stress.
Wow. Yeah. Tell me about it. My first trip, I was so sad. I don't know why, because I wasn't in love with the woman, but I just didn't want to go. I wasn't ready to leave, Fred. I wasn't ready to leave. Danny, you said you had that experience, didn't you?
What's that?
When you left, you got sad.
Oh, it was horrible.
Yeah.
I felt like I was, abandoning her. Leaving her there at the airport, and it was horrible, man. Worst feeling ever.
Yeah. Peachy Lion says, I need that tune-up dead battery here. Well, don't wear your battery down any more than it already is. Don't assault yourself over there. If you got to, tie your hands behind your damn back. Leave yourself alone over there. Wait till you get here to the Philippines, man, because otherwise, I don't know, man. Why'd you laugh about that, Danny? You must know what I'm talking about. I told him to tie his hands behind his back.
My uncle and my mom, once I get settled in over here, after I retire, they're planning on moving over here as well.
Yeah.
I told them that, they need to find a place, in the larger city where, they have the larger hospitals, in case something happens, they need, the unexpected happens. But I was talking with my uncle, about, I was like, you need to find you a good looking Filipino when you get over here. And he's like, I haven't been able to get mine up in a very long time. And I said, well, you need to find a good Filipina because she's going to take care of that for you.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is a good question, but this is a good question right here. He says, did any of you initially feel like you were abandoning your families back home? That's something that worries me quite a lot. I start off and say no because, man, listen, my kids, I've got grown daughters, man. My phone, would never ring. They would never come to see me until they needed some money, right? The minute I came over here, when you coming back home? What? So you can ignore me some more? They get tired of ignoring me, you know. But no, I don't feel like I'm abandoning. I was 55 when I moved over here. Hell, you know, I wasn't abandoning nobody. I was abandoning that damn hamster wheel over there in that rat race. What about you, Cornelius, now that you over here for good?
I married off my daughter a year ago, and now all of my kids are married. And like you said, they only want to talk to me when they need money or they need something. So they can do that from afar.
Yeah.
So in
Right.
essence, I'm divorced. My kids are married. So now it's my turn. I've raised these people. I've given them what they need to be competitive in this world. I've done my job. Now it's my turn.
That's the way I look at it. What about you, Fred? You've been over a long time.
When I still have my mom and my dad and everything else, they understood. Because even when I was back in the States after I got out the military, I was only back there for maybe 2 years after I got out and I moved out here. They knew I wasn't going to stay in the States. And if you got a good relationship, with your family, kids, whatever, moving someplace else is really not going to make that much difference. I would call my parents every couple of weeks. I would take vacations and go back to the States when I was still in the workforce. Anytime they sent me back for training, I always made sure I went home. So no, I didn't have no regrets leaving at all. Because my parents always told us, you got to lead your life. And sometimes your life may not keep you there in town. You may have to go elsewhere. And that's what I did. And I always remember what they told me. Yeah.
Yeah. Now I know Danny, he still lives in the States. So I'm going to ask you something different, Danny. How tough do you think it's going to be leaving this time?
I don't think it's going to be that difficult. I tell people, you're a plane ride away. Simple as that. Just when I move over here permanently, I'm just a plane ride away.
No, I mean, how hard is it going to be for you to leave Irene this time?
Oh, leave Irene. I've been thinking about that, but at the same time, the last time that we were split up, I told her at the airport, I said, I'll see you in 6 months, and that was devastating. But that 6 months turned into 2.5 years.
Yeah.
And I'm in my mind, I'm thinking 6 months ain't shit. That ain't nothing. If I, next time I got to leave her at the airport, to me, I don't think it's going to be as bad as it was the first time. When
is your plans to come back? When are your plans to come back?
I'm going to try to come back like every 6 months or so.
Yeah, until it's over, right?
Until I retire. And, to me, 6 months, that's nothing. As long as it stays open and as long as there's no more pandemics to shut down the country again.
Hell, they got that damn monkey pox or monkey crime. What they call it, Fred? Monkey pox or something? Monkey crime?
It's monkey pox, but from what I've been watching, because I look at the news, get interpretation. Lay interprets a lot for me as I'm watching. But from what I'm seeing, the Philippines not going to lock anything down. They're just looking at people that's coming from those areas that had it. And the thing is about monkeypox, they do have a vaccine that will cure it. It's not the same as what we got going on with COVID and all that stuff. So it's always like the same as having measles or something, like we had it. Yeah.
Come from, man? All of a sudden, we getting all these damn viruses and stuff, man. What's going on for real?
Well, the virus has more or less been around, they just have them under control. And when something gets out there, And because I like to, well, just my own opinion, because with COVID going on, somebody sneezed, there's a disease, if you know what I mean. But it's
Yeah.
always been there. But a lot of people, that may catch certain things, they do have cures for them. And the same thing with monkeypox. So I don't think they're going to close down the states or the Philippines just because of that.
And I think the media, they search for the newest thing out to stir, to stir shit up and to get people scared and worried about crap.
Now, here we go. Jason Flint said they also said monkeypox is coming from gay and bisexual men. So is this another AIDS scare or something? Yeah.
Well,
I won't touch
I think
that.
that monkeypox is. Pardon?
I'm not going to touch that about where it's coming from. He said it's coming from gay men and bisexual men.
Well, technically, monkeypox been around thousands of years. It's just now starting to mutate and get a little out of control. So it's nothing new. And if you have immunity for, I think it's measles, later one of the two, you have an immunity toward monkeypox to a certain degree if you've been treated for, I think it's measles, one of the two. It's a similar virus, and it offers some protection.
Jason Flint said monkeypox is a new age. That's a joke.
I do. I think it's the media has just ran the whole COVID-19 in the ground, and they're desperate to find some other bullshit out there to latch onto, and to get everybody worried and tuning into the damn news stations.
I agree. They found one case in the United States, and there's 350 million people in the United States. Give me a break.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Well, like I say, anytime you look at news, I don't hardly look at it. I might catch a couple headlines. That's about it. Most of that stuff, man, you just take it with a grain of salt. I'm not going to sit there and live my life by what I see on TV and all this stuff. And the thing is that they make news because they always give you stuff that they think people want. Disasters. They got this, they got that. Forget that noise, right?
Yeah.
I mean, there's not much I can do about it if they got it.
So why worry about that?
Yeah.
All right.
It's rarely fatal.
And that's why I said you got to take stuff with a grain of salt. I mean, use your common sense and use your intelligence. And you can read between the lines.
But we don't have common sense when we get over here, Fred. We throw it out.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, it goes as soon as they get off the plane. It's gone.
Yeah, we went to
the
Burger
craziest
King.
thing I've heard though in a long time was people getting married online before ever meeting each other.
I did hear about that.
Thing in the 21st century.
Calvin, you got people who might have dated each other for a long time and get married, don't get along. Although you think you know the person, why would you marry somebody online you never met?
Yeah, just to get to the Philippines, we're doing all kind of crazy stuff like that. I mean, now he probably feels stupid. I saw some guy getting down on his knees, and he had she looked like a damn monkeypox. You married all these beautiful women over here, you married a damn monkeypox.
Hey, listen. As long as monkeypox is not sexually transmitted, I'm not worried about it. It's not sexually transmitted. I'm not worried about it.
The thing is, people, if you're gonna live your life, always depressed because you watch all this news media and all this stuff, it's not worth it. I mean, you work all your life to relax. I'm gonna look at some on TV. We're gonna get bombed. Well, if they did bomb us, I would know about it anyway. It'd probably be that quick. So what I'm going to worry about, what I'm trying to say, guys, is why worry about something I have no control over? What I do have control over is how I live my life.
I'm gonna tell you something, Fred. This is a
same here, Fred.
The minute I got up this morning, I turned on my Yahoo. Guess what's on there? Biden says that the United States will go to war with China if they invade Taiwan. And I'm like, oh my God, what else do we need? You know, it's just all this gloom and doom all the time. He's not going. He said, we will go to war. Your old ass ain't going to war. You'll send these young men and women to war.
Right.
You know,
you can send all them kids over there.
Yeah.
He said, I'm pretty sure I have monkeypox. I got it from a toilet.
Oh, boy.
Ah, shit. That's hilarious.
Yeah, this is crazy, man.
You know something, Calvin? It's too bad that some of the ladies are kind of shy about getting on the air, because we always talk about what, I told you this before, we always talk about what we as men look for when we go there. Sometimes I like to get the other side, of the coin. What do the women think? What they looking for? And in a way, we kind of know, but sometimes it's good to hear from what they want to say, from their perspective. All we know is when we go get what we want, and we go for it. But do they always go along just to please us? What makes them happy?
Yeah, I think, just from my experience, I think being with us and living the new lifestyle and being exposed to a lot of the things that really they only dreamed about. We take it for granted, Fred. But
yeah,
you give the Filipino a whole different lifestyle, not just materially, but spiritually too, man. You give her freedoms that she otherwise don't have.
And I would like to have one. What I'm saying is that I wouldn't mind having someone come over and tell me how they felt. After
I tried that.
Yeah, I know you did. I know.
Before I got on here, we're westernized already. They had already ate the poison fruit.
Well, see, here's what you do. Now, next time you guys go on a yacht and the girls get halfway wasted, that's the time you do your interview. They'll probably talk to you then.
Yeah. He says that we should watch the news. Maybe we're missing out on something, but hell, what are we missing out on? What, that they're going to drop the atomic bomb? I mean, what the hell?
Well, I'm going to ask you guys all around. Okay, looking at the news accomplishes what?
Right.
What can you do?
It makes you worry.
What can you do? What can you do to change anything? And I'll be trying to tell people that, I got some, I get messages from people, this is happening, or they send you something from YouTube and all this other stuff. I'll look at stuff, draw my own conclusion, but I come to the opinion is, whatever I do, I can't make a difference there, guys. I cannot change anything.
Yeah.
So I'm going to sit around and worry about something I can't control. And that's what news medias have been doing these days. They throw all this negative stuff out there. There's a lot of positive stuff going on, but positive doesn't sell news. Negative.
And you don't even need, and if it's good news, it travels. Like if you want to get your another round of stimulus checks, well, hell, you go to work and everybody's gonna be talking about that. You don't even watch the news for that.
Right. And can I tell you guys something? All the years I was stationed in the Philippines, I didn't know what was going back in the States. I really wasn't reading the newspaper. It didn't affect me where I was at. So, who cares? Yeah.
Jawan Ward said in the U.S., women are looking for a man she can take to court. Oh, man. I'm glad I'm done with that, because some guy Moochie T was asking about cohabitation laws over here. I don't know anything about them. I'm not a lawyer, but I know that the masses here have never stepped foot in a courtroom, and they just don't conduct business like that over here.
No, they don't.
How could they even enforce that, Moochie T? All you got to do is get on a plane and go home.
Yeah.
They can't stop you from doing that. I mean, if the woman the minute she went to court and I've got some type of notification that I've got to be in court, I'm out of here. There's no way they can enforce that law.
I'm glad you brought that up. A lot of vloggers are becoming too sensationalist, just like the media back in the States.
Yeah. I don't get it. You know, and they because they're reaching for views and they're hurting for content. All you got to do is just talk about your life. It's so much content in the Philippines, and Danny bears witness to this. He was here for 3 weeks, and the man generated a year and a half worth of content. But you got people on YouTube who can't come up with anything, so they'll either sensationalize something or start talking about somebody else's life. And I'm like, come on, guys, you don't even need a YouTube channel.
I just hit the play button and I let the Philippines tell the story. You know, basically, you know.
There you go.
Exactly. That's all you gotta do.
Simple as that. I just point and shoot and talk about what I'm looking at or whatever.
That tells the story right there, Danny. That tells the story. See, that's the kind of YouTubers I like to see. The ones that point the camera.
I don't have to do much of anything.
It tells the story. You don't do much of anything. People can see what's going on. But yeah, people put their negative comments in there and all this other stuff. And I told you guys before, I might watch maybe 3 or 4. I don't sit around all day watching YouTubers. I got other stuff to do. You know.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Jason Flint, thanks for that super chat. He said in 2022, the news is not like it was when we had real reporters and people like Walter Cronkite. Now it's all about fear and advertisements. Yeah, they've hijacked the news. It's just commentary now, Jason.
Right.
And I agree with you right there. I can't watch it, man. I was over here. I was doing something, and I was on Iskandar. I had Iskandari TV on because I can watch local news.
Right.
And I was watching CNN, man. I had to cut it off because it was so just ridiculous. They're trying to make this, who's the guy, Zelensky, or who's the leader in Ukraine? They're trying to force him on you. It's like he's some kind of hero or something. I'm like, I never even heard of the guy before. And, man, I had to turn it off. I was like, this isn't news, man.
I don't even watch it, period. You know, I mean, it was that every day, you know, showing you the atrocities that's going on and everything else, you know, but I turn it off, you know. Nothing I can do about it. There's nothing I can do about it. There's things that people got to work out on their own. Now, when I was in the Philippines, you know, because the area where I was at, I always wanted to know what was going on around me because I lived there, okay? I didn't care what was going on in another country. I mean, I'm living in the city. There's some things going on I need to know about. I didn't mind watching that stuff. But it don't mean I'm going to sit there and watch negative news all day. You know, I like the news that gives me information. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, Poopback said, Calvin, what's the most exotic thing you ate or drank there so far? I had a lemon cucumber drink. Now, I had something. What do they call that dish, Fred, where it's raw fish? They put it in vinegar. The vinegar is supposed to cook it. But they do that when they're drinking. And I was in the
they pass it around. They pass it around. Remember you're talking about everybody drinks out of one glass? Everybody uses the same fork when they reach in there to eat that stuff. I don't eat it, Calvin. I'll be honest with you.
Yeah,
you know, if it's raw, I ain't eating nothing raw. It better be cooked.
let me be honest. Pussy Fred over here. The exotic, they got some exotic pussy over here. I did eat that. Cornelius, are you still asleep?
No. Why you always say that? Why you always say that?
Like you
I'm alert.
Asleep. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm alert.
Well, he's like me. He's listening.
You ate anything exotic over here?
Is anything over here exotic?
No. Have you eaten anything exotic over here?
Everything I eat over here is exotic.
Yeah.
You know.
Okay, let me be serious. Yes. Sometimes I get the desire to go to a real nice restaurant, especially around the Manila area. You can do that and kind of remind you of home. But like you said, if you want to be home and eat like you're at home, why come to the Philippines? So now I'm in these smaller cities. I'm just eating the local cuisine.
What's that, Fred? That's a call to arms, ain't it, Fred?
Yeah. Let me go and take this real quick.
Star Wars going on here.
This is what it's called. I forgot. Yeah, Dapper Dean. Thank you for this. Killian or something it's called, but it's raw fish, and they cook it with vinegar, and people use that when they drink.
I can't
Kenalaw
eat
is what
that.
it
I'll get
is.
sick as a dog.
Kenalaw. There it is. That's it. It's Kenalaw. That's what it's named.
Yeah, I got a sensitive stomach. I can't eat stuff like that.
This was a long time ago, though. I haven't tried anything like that. That was in one of my first trips to the Philippines. The woman had me all hyped up, had my nose open, Fred. I would have ate anything over there.
Everybody has these iPhones. They all got the same ring, and you think it's your phone.
Yeah.
I'll put a different ringtone on mine. Okay.
Hey, Calvin.
Yeah, I thought that was Reveille, Fred.
Yeah, well, no, if you listen to that's the Star Wars theme, Darth Vader, when he be coming out. So that's his ringtone.
Yeah.
That's a cool ringtone, Fred.
Well, I'm a science fiction nut. I love my science fiction, and all that stuff. So into that, superheroes and all that stuff. Yeah. So I watch all that stuff. All this other crap they put on TV. I don't even look at it anymore. It's not even funny, man. I remember watching some of the old shows that were funny when you watch them, but now people think you have to use a lot of profanity to be funny. And to me, the best comedians were the ones that never had to use it.
No, I've
That's
never
a sign you're getting old, Fred.
I guess so.
Hey, Calvin, you ever tried balut yet?
I haven't. Did you?
I tried it last time I was here.
Yeah. Well, you're supposed to eat it when it's hot, right, Danny?
Well, they have it like in an incubator, and
no, I mean at night it's supposed to be kind of warm or something, right?
Yeah, it's warm when you eat it. It's kind of like a hard-boiled egg. That's one way to compare it, I guess. But
I can't do balut.
I'm not doing it. I'm gonna tell you. I'm not doing it. I ain't having no chick slide down my throat.
I respect the culture. I'll try anything, but I can't eat balut.
Nope. I don't eat that either.
Well, supposedly.
Yeah, I tried it once.
Hey, Danny, have you tried dog?
Well,
a lot of times you might eat something, if you don't ask what it is, what you eat if you think it's meat. Yeah, right. I came close. I came close one time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or if I did eat it, I didn't know I was eating it. Let's put it that way.
Right.
Yeah, I can't do that. Bill Ellis said it's like a hard-boiled egg with a beak and bones. Well, see, I can't do it.
And guts. Don't forget guts.
As long as you don't look at it, if you just kind of peel the shell.
It's going to be up when somebody tells me what it is. It's going to be up in my mind. When I got my eyes closed or what, I'm going to be able to see it.
Well, you're supposed to be drunk when you, when you eat that. And
well, I don't drink, Calvin. I was never a drinker, so I wouldn't know.
He said he had monkey. I've only met one guy over here who said that he eats dog, and he's not in his right mind. He'll probably eat anything. So I don't really know if he's telling the truth or not. Because
maybe he's got monkeypox or something.
Yeah. Now up in the mountains, they say they do it up in the mountains because it's supposed the dog's blood is supposed to keep you warm or something. But he's the only one. He was down in Zamboanga. He said that, as a matter of fact, he killed my wife's mother's dog and ate it.
Whoa!
Oh my God, that's crazy.
Yeah, I can't go there.
Yeah, it's not like, because you think that they over there like it's a pig, but it's a damn dog over there. They rolling around on the farm.
Yeah.
No, man.
Hey, Calvin, when I was stationed at Clark, one of the guys had a Great Dane, and his dog went up missing. Okay.
Yeah.
So he happened to look next door, and he saw they were roasting something. They're going to try to tell him it was a goat. He knew that was his dog over there.
Oh my God!
With Kevin Samuels, tactics work over here. they're not needed over here, so they wouldn't. I know he passed away, but yeah, you don't need those tactics over here because they're not that petty over here, man. You know, why would you use those tactics when you're getting every single thing you want over here, Mac? You don't need that manosphere stuff over here. Yeah, it wouldn't work over here. Leica says it wouldn't work. I agree.
Yeah.
But only because you don't.
Well, when you go to the Philippines, Calvin, you said this time and time again. People have been on the panel said the same thing. Just be respectful, man. I mean, if you go there, you meet a lady you don't like, be respectful the way you end it. If possible and everything else, or respectful to the people in general. I remember one time I went to a restaurant and they brought me the wrong stuff I didn't want to eat. I didn't get upset about it, anything else. But, the way it works over there, usually if they make a mistake and they bring you the wrong food, somebody has to pay for it. Okay. Which means somebody's working there. They don't make a lot of money. So I went on and took it. I paid for it and I still got what I wanted. And at the time I didn't know that when I did that, but I found out later on that they were so happy. So every time I went to that particular restaurant, man, they gave me #1 service when I went in there. Everybody was over at the table. Yeah, but what I'm saying is just treat people nice, man, when you go there, whether in the service industry or, tourist industry or whatever you're doing. You just treat them nice, be respectful. Try not to lose your temper. Just be cool about it,
Yeah.
Treat people the way you want to be treated.
Yeah.
But see, you make a great point. That's why I made that video. I said, always remember where you are at all times.
Yeah.
You're in the Philippines. And sometimes we forget. The service isn't as good. It's not as fast. The food is different. You just have to remember. And then, when it comes time to tip, maybe they didn't deserve it, but hell, the man or woman's probably earning about 150 pesos a day. Go ahead and give them 100 pesos or something, and that's what you're talking about, Fred. And I agree 100% with that.
Well, something else I do.
Thanks for that. He said, try sisig, which I do. I love sisig. Yeah. And lapu-lapu, that's a fish.
Yep.
He said, those are my favorite dishes in the Philippines.
Yeah, they always have on the menu, sizzling sizzling
sizzling, yeah.
Sizzling sizzling.
I tip everybody, even the tricycle driver.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And what I usually do is whenever they pick me up, they don't pick anybody else up. So I pay for everybody. So it's 10 pesos. I give them 50.
Yeah.
I did that the other day. I gave everybody in the tricycle, I paid their way.
Yeah.
And they all loved me for it. But it was nothing. It was little, it was 20 pesos a person. Give me a break.
Absolutely. But it's a big deal over here because
it's a big deal to them.
Pesos that's lunch for some of them.
Yep.
Yes.
Right. 25 pesos.
The old lady in there, boy, she grabbed my arm and she was just so happy I paid her way home.
Yeah. Thanks, Jonathan S. for that super sticker. He asked how much is renewal. Well, that first 29-day renewal is about 3,000 pesos, Jonathan. And that's a fact. Sisig is just a bunch of leftover pig meat, mostly brain, tongue, different things, the snout, and they chop it all up. They fry it. They add different ingredients in it. It's good, but until they tell you what's in it, brain and all that. And then you're like, well, hell. But it's delicious. It's ear.
Leftover foreigner.
Yes, a lot of the leftover pieces of the pork, because nothing goes to waste in the pig, right?
Nothing goes to waste in the Philippines, period.
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah, nothing goes to waste. The same as the coconut. They call that the tree of life over here because they use every bit of that coconut the shell becomes the copra, which becomes the charcoal over here. Nothing goes to waste over here. And if you really want to try something good, have somebody fix you a coconut salad with the coconut meat on the inside.
Mhm.
Oh man, it's delicious. Yeah.
Yes, it is.
But hey,
You know,
guys, I'm gonna have to
the
get off.
charcoal.
My ride is on the way. We're going to
Okay.
Bacala today. I got to do some shopping, buy some few things down there, but he's on his way. I want to make sure we're ready because we got Booby with us, and you know that's a handful right there. I want to thank everybody for your super chat, super stickers, especially my panel for your time today. But I'm gonna let y'all take us out. Give us the last word, Cornelius, on what's going on with your life in the Philippines right now.
Great. Before I say that, Fred, let's stay in contact because I need to get a lot of information from you and I need to pick your brains.
Okay.
And to your
Calvin, if you got
subscribers,
an
I
email
want to
address?
say that,
Okay.
pardon?
If Calvin, if you have his Mac's email address, just send it to me. And I can email you and we can go from
I
there.
don't. Me and Mac, we
Oh.
communicate on Facebook Messenger.
Oh, okay. Well, I got Messenger too. I do have Facebook
Well,
Messenger.
give me your messenger, give it to Calvin and let him forward it to me because we
Okay.
need to chat. I got some
Okay.
things to take care of.
Sure. No problem.
Anyway, to your subscribers, I'd like to say that I'm an old gentleman, been around a long time. And the Philippines is the best. And I've been around the world. I was in the military for 21 years. I've been all over the world. I've never met a place that fits, that gives me the biggest bang for everything. Biggest bang financially, biggest bang dating wise, biggest bang as far as the beauty of the country, biggest bang as far as the beauty of the people. I just like to say that this is the happiest I've ever been in my life, and I ain't going nowhere. And that's all I got to say about that.
Oh man, thank you so much, Mac. Hey, Will Sutton, thanks for that super chat. He said, "Peace and blessings, all. Thanks for the info, Calvin. Enjoy your day, everyone, and good night." What about you, Danny? Come on, give us something good to go home on.
Well, Calvin, here in a few days, man, I'm hoping to come up there and see you. And you know, here in a few days, one of my coworkers is getting married up north, northern area of Mindanao. I'm going to be his best man at his wedding.
Oh wow!
So,
He's a co-worker of yours?
Yeah, he used to work at the psychiatric hospital that I work at. And when I came back in 2019, you know, I started showing him some videos and then pictures, you know, of when I was over there, and it sparked his interest. And he was asking me, "Well, how'd you meet Irene and all this?" And before I know it, he was chatting with somebody over there, and and then not long after that, he flew out there last month, and him and his girl are getting married May 28th.
Wow. That's my birthday.
Oh damn.
Yeah, but see, that's what we need to do, guys. We need to pass on, share our blessings with the guys over in the West that don't really know what's going on, man. There's a new way to live. You got other options, guys. If you just leave that 20-mile radius you've been living in your whole life, you know, step out on some faith.
And a few days ago, he started breaking ground. He's building a house over there. So I'm super excited for him, you know, and I'm really excited that you know he's going to be living on the same island that I'm living on. So
that's how it works.
That's amazing.
Yeah, what you got, Fred?
Well, all I can say is, you know, all of you guys are stuck back there in the West and you watching all these negative YouTube channels about the Philippines and everything else. What I'm going to tell you is go out there and check it out for yourself. Okay. Form your own opinion. Don't let somebody else do an opinion for you. go and see for yourself, And I can't say any more than that, Calvin. I mean, it's a great place to be. And I'm looking forward to seeing everybody on the panel, traveling to places where you live, Calvin. Since I've been watching your channel, you guys been doing a lot of traveling. I didn't know there were beautiful places up there where you were at. I had no idea.
Oh, man. Yeah, this place is spread out. And I want to thank you, Fred, because you always verify the stuff that I say. When you said I just made a video, I told guys, don't listen to people like me. We're just giving you our boots on the ground experience. You got to come over here and try this place on for size, for yourself, and get a real perspective. I mean, don't every video I make, go back and forth with me. This is just the Philippines through my eyes. When you come over here, you're going to see something totally different. But you're not going to be able to say that I lied to you. And that's what I take pride in. Anybody that's coming to see me, they'll see I'm just a regular guy like all my viewers and subscribers. And that's what I'm trying to push across. If I can come over here and recreate my life, you can too. But it takes some courage, man. You got to get out of that comfort zone. You got to jump off that damn hamster wheel, because it's speeding up. The longer you stay on it, the faster it gets, to the point you're not going to be able to get off. Like Danny said, I put something on my Facebook. America wants you to work till you're 90 for real.
Oh, yeah.
Till
And
you're
don't let
dead.
people talk you out of it.
Yeah.
People will try to talk you out of coming over here.
And they're going to discourage you. Come anyway.
Yeah.
Then hell, you can always go home. That's why you got the round trip ticket. But
Right.
I want to thank everybody again, and I want to add a few things on to what's so appealing to the Philippines. Number one, you're welcome here, guys. That should be above everything else. It's not like in America, they don't want you over there. Believe it or not, we done got stupid in America. They don't want immigrants over there. You're not welcome. We got a big build up at the border. We got border patrol. We got everything over there. Here, you're welcome. They say, yeah, come on here, have the time of your life. Just respect us, respect our culture. You're safe here. I'm safe. I can't say you're safe. The way that I live makes me safe over here. My lifestyle makes me safe. And it's something different. I had to get out of that routine, man. I was in for 55 years, Fred. And I'm just glad I found the Philippines, man. So thank y'all so much. I'm going to hit the Sunshine Shoulders theme song.
Nice meeting you guys again.
Nice seeing you again, Danny. Mac,
Everybody
I'll be in
take care.
contact with you soon. Take care. Calvin, I'll see you soon.
Cornelius,
Say again?
go ahead and have your lunch.
Yes.
Wait over to the side.
Sushi.
Yeah.
Fresh sushi.
I tell you what, Merlin's gone. I can't get my lunch. Hey, thank y'all, everybody. Yeah,
Okay.
Merlin is gone, man. Otherwise, hell, I'd be having my lunch right now, Fred.
See you guys. Take care.
Okay, take care, everybody.
Guys.